Hey guys, welcome back to my channel Blender Easy, and in today's video we are going to create this looping animation inside of Blender without using any third-party add-on but with the help of simple geometry nodes. So if you are new to this channel, then please consider to subscribe this channel and also hit the bell icon to get more updates. So without wasting any much more time, let's get started. So here we are in Blender, and as always we need to delete all of them. So simply hit A and simply hit delete. Then we will press Shift A, we will go to the mesh and we are going to select our cube. I'll press S and X to increase the scale on X-axis like this. Okay, if you want then you can again press SX and increase the scale. Then I'll hit Ctrl A to apply scale. Again I'll hit Ctrl A to apply all transform. Then I'll press Tab to go to the edit mode. I'll press 3 to select my faces, and I'm going to select this topmost and I'm going to delete that face. Then I'll press 2 to select my edges and I'll hit 8 to select all of these edges. Then I'm going to press Ctrl B, which is a shortcut key for bevel, and simply click over here. Then go to the bevel options and we are going to increase this bevel width somewhere around like this, and let's increase the segments to 10 like that and press tab. Okay, so we are gonna get something like this. Then press tab again, press 1 to go to the front view, hold Alt Z so we can see transparency, and press 1, which is a shortcut key to select the vertices. Select these vertices, press GZ and let's try to bring them somewhere around up to this. GZ, let's bring this a little bit upward. Okay, this much looks good to me. Hold Alt Z again. Now let's select this, go to the modifiers, add modifier, and in search option I'm going to type solidify, and let's decrease the thickness somewhere around like this. This much looks good to me, and I'm going to apply this modifier. Then I'll press tab again over here, press 2, which is a shortcut key for selecting edges, and now by holding Alt I'm going to select this edge loop, hold Alt Shift and select this edge loop. Then press Ctrl B again for bevel and simply right left click, and let's say choose segments somewhere around 3, and let's increase this width over here and press tab again. Then select this, right click and choose shade smooth. So we are gonna get this kind of stuff over here. Now Shift A, mesh, and we are going to select our UV sphere. I'll right click and choose shade smooth. Go to the top view by hitting 7, press G, Y, and let's try to bring this over ball over here. Now over here, press tab, go to the material option, create a new material, double click and let's call it as white, and we are going to choose aside. Hold Alt Z and then I'm going to select this and I'll move this over here. I'm going to select this much area. Let's press 1 to select the vertices, and we will select this much vertices, create a new layer and new material over here, double click and let's call it as blue, or let's call it as orange. Okay, select the orange color over here and choose assign. Okay, so if you press Z and material preview, we are going to get this. Similarly, select this over here, we are going to select this white material. Okay, so this ball is also ready. Okay, and this portion is also ready. Press Z and choose solid view, hold Alt Z. Okay, now this portion is ready. So now we are ready to apply our geometry nodes. So select this cube over here and let's go to the geometry nodes. I'm going to right click, join areas, and let's join this and let's create a new geometry. Over here, now hit spacebar and we are going to type join geometry and make sure to bring this over here like that. Let's bring this geometry and group output over here. Now we will bring this sphere over here like this. Let's bring this over here and we are going to make it apparent with this geometry. So as you guys can see, this we can see our geometry over here. Now we need to animate this, so hit spacebar and we are going to search for transform geometry node and let's bring this in middle of this object info. Okay, so as you guys can see, we can animate the X position. So initially X position of this one should be over here. I'm going to make it -7, or let's say -6 maybe. Go to the top view so you can see like this over here. Right click, insert one keyframe. Okay, and let's hit Ctrl Z over here. If you see in Blender by default it's starting from 1. I don't want that, it should start from 0. So make sure your timeline starts from 0 and time indicator should be also at 0. And then right click and create one insert one keyframe. Go to around 30. I'm going to make it +6. So type 6, right click and insert keyframe. Go to 60. I'm going to make it -6. Okay, right click and choose insert keyframe. So our keyframes are ready. Let's go over here and we are going to choose our graph editor over here. Let's go to the layout mode over here. Let's select this, go to the geometry nodes. I'm going to select this over here so we can see our keyframes again. And now I need this animation should be in the form of loop and it should animate again and again. So let's try to do that. I'm going to select this and go to the modifiers, add modifier, and we are going to choose cycles. So it will animate again and again. Now press Z and choose material preview so we can see. Now there should be rotation animation as well. So let's try to do that. We need to rotate it on, let's say on Y axis over here. So at 0, right click and insert one keyframe over here and let's go somewhere around 30 frames over here and it should rotate it on Y axis. So let's make this 360 into 2. Right click and insert one keyframe and at 60 over here. At this point, let's make this 0 again. Right click and insert keyframe. Go to the layout mode again and again go to the geometry node and select this rotation value. If you go over here, you are gonna get this value over here like that. So select this rotation over here. Let's zoom out. As you guys can see, this is the rotation value over here. Go to the add modifier and we are going to choose cycles again. Okay, so if you press shift spacebar, you will get this animation continuously in the form of loop again and again. Okay, shift spacebar again. So our animation of this one is done. So let's bring this timeline again and we will keep it as it is. Okay, so this is the basic animation that we need to do. So now let's go over here and I'm going to select this cube. I'll press shift D, Z, and let's bring this over here. Go to the transform and let's make this 2. Okay, so we have this another portion over here. Let's bring this a little bit upward. Okay, so this portion is different and this portion is different. Okay, and now specifically for this one, what I need to do over here, I am going to select those keyframe and I'm going to bring them somewhere around over here. So let's select this one, go to the geometry nodes, select this. Okay, let's select this and let's try to bring this over here. And now I'm going to select this and I'm going to change it over here like this. Okay, but if you see, we are getting some problem. So instead of pressing shift D to duplicate, let's do one thing. We will delete this. I'm going to select this cube. I'll hit Ctrl C to copy and over here I'll hit Ctrl V to duplicate. Okay, so that's why, as you guys can see, this one and this one both are separated objects. So let's select this and bring this over here. And now we will change the Z direction to, let's say, somewhere around 3. Okay, and now if you select this cube and now if you select those keyframe and if you change it, as you guys can see, they're gonna act like the different objects. So when you want to duplicate, make sure that you are duplicating from here, not just shift D or something. Okay, so for this one, what I'm gonna do, I'm going to bring this up to like that, like last frame should be at 50 and middle frame should be at 20. Okay, so make sure to do it properly like that. So hit Ctrl Z again. Okay, make sure to select all of this keyframe properly and simply bring this over here. So now if you see, there are alternation in their animations over here. You can choose material preview as well, so you can see proper rotations. Okay, let's select this cube and let's make this value 2 over here like this. Okay, this looks good to me. Now we need to create animations. So let's select this pair. Let's hide this pairs over here. So this much portion is done. And now let's try to create some copies of it. So let's select this and go to the modifiers. And we are going to add modifier in search option. Search for array modifier. And count, I'm going to choose 3. X factor should be 0 over here. Okay. And after that, I'm going to press shift A. I'm going to choose empty and I'm going to select one plane axis. Let's double click and let's call it as cube axis. Okay, so this is one kind of null object which is going to drive our clones. So let's select this cube and go to the object constants, and over here we are going to choose that cube axis. Okay, now if I select this cube axis and if I rotate it on z axis, I'll get this kind of stuff. So let's go to the top view over here and let's make this somewhere around 60 maybe, like this. Okay, so we'll get something like that. Now similarly, let's select this, go to on z axis. If you see, there is no value, so let's make this 1 maybe. Okay, let's go to the front view, or let's make this 2 or something like that, or let's try to adjust it somewhere around over here. Okay, this much looks good to me. Now I'm going to enable this one over here. Okay, press shift A, go to the empty, and we will create another empty over here. And let's double click, hit Ctrl C, select this, hit Ctrl V, and let's call it as axis. Okay, so this null object is for this one. So again, go to the add, search for array. Okay, let's make this x vector 0, object constant, go inside this, and we are going to choose this cube 001 axis over here. Okay, like that. Now we need to select this cube 001, similarly this one, and hold shift and select both of this, press G, Z, and try to bring this upward like this. Okay, you can go to the front view, press G, Z, and try to bring this over here. Then select this cube 001 and let's increase this value somewhere around. If you see over here, value is 1.3. So similarly select this and make sure to choose value somewhere around like this, or even more than that. It's totally up to you. Okay, let's select this to GZ and let's try to bring somewhere around over here. Let's select this and increase the number of copies. Okay, like that. I'm going to adjust the distance somewhere around like this. Now let's go to the top view. Now I'm going to select this cube over here, and if I change this value, I'm gonna get something like this over here. Okay, like that. So if you see, initially the value is different and over here is value is different. Okay, like that. So now we need to adjust it properly. So let's select this cube over here. If I make this, let's say 2 maybe, and if I select this cube and if I make this, let's say 90, so I'll get something like this. So similarly, I'm going to select this one, value I'm going to choose 2. I'm going to select this cube over here, and this time I'm going to, let's select this 2 cube over here. Select this and let's do one thing. We will make this 90 only, like that, and we are going to select this and this, press R, and we have to rotate it in such a way like this. So type 90 over here, or simply select both of them, press R, and let's make this 45. Okay, so if you see, we are getting in different directions like this. Okay, and now if I hit play, I'm gonna get this animation something like this. Okay, and if you go over here, if you increase the number of counts, you will get so many different stuff. You can adjust it according to your needs. Okay, now I'm happy with this much results. So now we can add our camera and we can add our lights. So first of all, shift A, go to the mesh, and we will add our plane. I'll press S and I'm going to increase the size of it like this. Okay, press G, Z, and let's try to bring this downwards like this. Okay, then shift A, go to the camera and hit 0, press N, view, and choose this value, enable this camera to view, press Z and choose solid, so we can adjust our camera like that. Then go to the select this camera and make sure to select this, and let's change the rotation value of each and every one like that. Okay, so it will automatically go to the top view and we can adjust our camera like this, and go to the camera settings and choose focal length 200. and adjust it like this. Okay, so we are gonna get this kind of camera. Okay, so my camera is also ready, and now I can animate my camera. So I can select my camera, I can go to the transform properties, and I can rotate camera on z-axis. So initially let's create one keyframe, and I'll go to around 180, and let's make this value 360. Create another keyframe. Then I can select those keyframe, right click, key interpolation mode, and choose linear, and end value I'm going to choose 180. Okay, so now if I hit play, I'm gonna get this animation somewhere around like this. And this animation is going to be in the form of loop. Okay, and if you press Z, material preview, we are getting this kind of stuff. Okay, now let's select this plane, let's hide this. Similarly, hide our camera, and let's hit 0 to go out of this, and let's go to the 7. I mean 7, press 7 to see this. Select all of this, press shift D and try to bring this over here. Shift D, try to bring this over here. Shift D, try to bring this over here. Shift D, and shift D, and hit 0. So now what will happen? We can see this animation in all direction. Okay, and then you can enable your plane as well, and you can adjust your view as well, but we are going to get this animation continuously in the form of loop. Okay, so I'll get something like this, and I'm happy with this results. Okay, and now we can add our lights to it, so hit N. Okay, and let's go our camera and hit 0 to get out of our camera view. Press shift A, lights, and we are going to choose area light. Press S and let's increase the size of this light. G, Z, and let's try to bring this over here. G, and let's bring this over here. Press R for rotation. Press R and let's adjust the light like this, and adjust the light like this. Hit 0. Go to the settings and make sure to choose Eevee. Press Z, renderer view. Select this light, go to the light settings and increase the value of this light like this. I'm going to choose, let's say, this 5000, like that. Go to the top view again, select this light, shift D, bring this over here, press R, rotate it like this. Select this too, shift D, bring this over here, press R, and let's rotate it like this. Okay, hit 0. And if you see this in cycles, go and choose denoise. We are gonna get something like this. Okay, then you can select this, go over here, and you can choose different color as well, like this. So you will get different results. Okay, but right now I'm going to stick with this one only. You can select this plane over here and you can apply new color to it, like I'm going to choose, let's see, somewhere around like this, or like this. Okay, so I'm going to stick with this color, but it's totally up to you. Now let's select this light and change the color of this light to blue. Select this light, change this one to yellow, this one to something else, like this. Okay, similarly I'm going to select this and let's select this pair over here. Okay, I can select this and I can increase the metallic value of that color. Okay, like this. So I'll get this kind of results. Similarly, if you want, you can select those lights and you can increase the value of those lights. Okay, so you will get better results. Okay, so I'm happy with this results. So this is how. Now if I hit play, I'm gonna get this animation continuously in the form of loop.